Good morning, girls. I am Dr.N.Prabha, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, A.D.M College for Women, Nagapattinam. Today, we are going to discuss about thermodynamics for 3rd BSc Chemistry. What is meant by thermodynamics? The word split into thermo plus dynamics. Thermo means heat. Dynamics means motion. Thermodynamics deals with heat of motion or flow of heat. It is an relationship between heat and work. Thermodynamics is an interconversion of one kind of energy into another. Here, the thermodynamics, the important term is property. What is meant by property? The property of a system is anything that is directly felt or measured by experiments. There are the two types of properties. One is intensive property and another one is extensive property. What is meant by intensive property? Intensive properties whose value do not depend on the amount of material present in the system. For example, molar volume, refractive index, surface tension, viscosity and so on. The next one is extensive property. In the property whose value depend on the amount of material present in the system. Volume, number of moles, mass, free energy, entropy, heat capacity. Next we move to the basic concepts of thermodynamics. In the basic concepts of thermodynamics, system, boundary and surroundings. What is meant by system? System is a part of the universe. Defined amount of specific substance is known as a system. Boundary means the remaining part of the universe. It is separated from the system by a definite boundary. And the last one is surroundings. Surroundings means region or interface separating the system from the surrounding. The system is further classified into three types: isolated system, closed system and open system. Isolated system. The system does not exchange neither energy nor matter to the surroundings. In the isolated system is an insulated vessel, so it does not exchange the energy and matter to the surroundings. For example, if you take the coffee in a thermoflask, in the thermoflask does not transfer to the heat energy and also the matter to the surroundings. The next one is closed system. In a closed system, exchange energy to the surroundings but not matter with its surroundings. That is a tightly capped cup of a coffee. In a coffee cup is tightly closed but not an insulated. So, the energy is transferred to the surroundings but the matter is not transferred to the surrounding. The last one is open system. Open system means it exchanges both energy and matter with its surroundings. Here both matter and also energy, both of them contact to the surrounding. That is a open cup of coffee. The next important term in a thermodynamics is process. What is meant by process? Process means operation by which a system changes from one state to another. There are several types of process: cyclic process, reversible process, irreversible process, isothermal process, adiabatic process, isochoric process and isobaric process. First we see cyclic process. Cyclic process, when a system in a given initial state goes through various processes and finally return to its initial state. The system has undergone cyclic process or cycle. When the reaction completed the reaction completed one cycle, again it comes back to the initial state. The next one is reversible process. As a process that once having take place, it can be reversed. In doing so, it leaves no change in the system or boundary. If the reaction is completed, again it comes to the initial state, that the catalyst is come to the initial state. In the irreversible process, as a process that cannot return both the system and surrounding to their original state. Both of them is converted into the product, it does not give us a reactant. The next one is isothermal process. In a change of a system in which the temperature remains constant. In a system, pressure and volume are variable, but temperature is constant. Delta T is equal to 0. When a system is in contact with an outside thermal reservoir, and the change in the system will occur slowly enough to allow the system to continue to adjust to the temperature of the reservoir through heat exchange. The next one is adiabatic process. In the process, system exchanges no heat with its surroundings, that is delta Q is equal to 0. Next one, isobaric process. In isobaric process, at constant pressure, change of the system in which the pressure remains constant, dP is equal to 0, and other variables, volume and temperature is changed. Isochoric process, change of a system in which volume remains constant, dV is equal to 0. Thermodynamics is mainly correlated with the heat and work. Now, let us see what is meant by heat. Heat is defined as quantity that flows across the boundary of a system during a change in its state by virtue of a difference in temperature between system and its surroundings, and flow from a point of higher temperature to the lower temperature. When the heat energy is passes from the higher temperature to the lower temperature, heat appears only at a boundary of a system and during change in state. Heat is manifested by an effect in the surrounding. Heat, the quantity of heat is measured by its absorption or release from water in the surrounding. Heat is an algebraic quantity. If surrounding is cool, heat is positive. If surrounding is warm, heat is negative. The next important term of thermodynamics is work. Work as any quantity that flows across the boundary of the system during a change in its state and completely convertible into the lifting of a weight in the surrounding. Work appears only at the boundary of the system and during a change in state. Work understood by an effect in the surrounding. Work is equal to mgh. M means mass, G is gravitational force, H is the height. Work is also the algebraic quantity. If weight has been lifted to the surroundings, work will be positive. That means work done by the system. If work is lowered, work is negative value. That means work done on the system. Now, let us see what are the difference between heat and work. Heat can only transfer when there is the difference in temperature between the system and surrounding. But work transfer can take place even without the change in temperature. In constant volume, process through work cannot take place. However, heat can be transferred. In the case of work transfer, its sole effect could be rising or lowering a weight in the surrounding. But in case of heat transfer, other effects are also observed. The similarities between heat and work. What are the similarities? Heat and work exist in transit and these are never possessed or contained in a system. Both heat and work refer to boundary phenomena. Heat and work are the path functions and do not represent as the properties of the system. I hope all of you understand about basic concepts of thermodynamics and what is meant by heat and what is meant by work. Thank you.